Hello and welcome to the GBRLIFE vlog. This week we are going back into, of course, GBRLIFE tutorials with TextBlaze. I know that's super exciting. I love to show you guys new things. As I mentioned in my last video, we're going to be discussing forms. So to get into this, we're going to discuss a follow-up email example so that you can see what forms can do for you in your daily life. And I love using email examples because it's so similar to how we have to function in real life. And if you're new to the channel, like I said, this is Caitlin from GBRLIFE vlog under GBRLIFE tutorials, where you have a new tutorial every week and a review video every week, as well as a blog, of course, like this, podcast, clothing line, and just so much more. So be sure to check out gbrlife.com and that clothing line, Mama Koala. But instead of all of that, let's get into this awesome tutorial so you can find out more about TextBlaze and forms. All right, let's get started into creating this follow-up email snippet. And remember, you can make this into any type of email that you're looking for. So first things first, of course, you're going to go to the TextBlaze website. And from there, we want to create a snippet. So all you have to do is select the plus sign to create a snippet. From there, you want to click on the label and decide what you want to call this. Now, of course, this is a follow-up email, so that it's a pretend one, so I'm just creating it to say follow-up email. Like I said, you click on that label and then you just type follow-up email. From there, under the shortcut, you want to add something that you're going to remember. I always say that because this is what you're going to be using in order to make it happen. So you want to make it quick and easy, something you don't have to type too much of, and just make it easy. So in this case, we're going to type FUE, follow-up email. And then from there, let's get started on creating this follow-up email. I am going to go back one more time and just show you it's under the shortcut. So, FUE. Okay. Now from here, you click on the forms text field. And you can see I even wrote over here, remember this is to the right, and you can scroll down and select functions, or you can type what you're looking for and select it that way. Because remember, on the right side of TextBlaze is all of the functions that you can select. In this case, all you have to do is go over to forms and select text field, or you can type in text field and that will come up. Or if you've used it a lot, you can just find it right under frequently used. It's not difficult to find anything on the right side, any of these functions. Okay, so from here, when the text function comes up under forms, all you have to do is decide what you want to type to label your function, in this case the text field. What do you want to label it? And then you're also going to state what you want to add within there. So in this case, we're going to type friend because we're labeling it whoever you are sending it to. So say you're sending a follow-up email to a friend. So you just type in friend. And then from there, you're going to type in under the default, it's going to default to what you want it to do. In this case, we're sending an email. So you're going to type the email of the person that you are commonly sending emails to. And then again, it's under default. And it should look like this. And when it's done, you're going to press insert. Like when you filled out those specific columns or text or fields or whatever you want to call that, then you press insert. And it's going to look like this when it comes out. So this is just the beginning now. We've just started this. We're going to do this a few times because what we're doing, and so I'm basically trying to show you how to create where you're not typing in the person's email. You're not typing in the subject. You're not typing in the body, and you're not giving that signature. It's all going to auto do it for you by just typing in /FUE under to when you go to the actual email. Remember, I'm going to show you what all this looks like at the very end. So what we're going to do here is we're starting under to. Who is it being sent to? It's being sent to Caitlin@GBRLIFE.com. And we've labeled this friend. But we also have to simulate, being the human and the way that you would actually send this. So of course, if you're doing it just using your keyboard, you're going to do something like type in Caitlin@GBRLIFE.com, and then you're going to press tab so that you can get to subject. But as we all know, when you're typing in an email, especially if it's something that you already know, or have had that email, your email platform or software already knows that email, it's going to auto pop up, and you're going to want to click and then get to the subject. So we want to simulate that. So how do we do that? We click under autopilot and we select the click element. And then from there, you decide what you are simulating from your keyboard. So like I said, you type in Caitlin@GBRLIFE.com under to. And then from there, you click on, okay, I want this email, the one that you already remembered in the system. So click on that one. And then from there, you're going to press tab because you want to get to subject. But here's the thing. When a pop-up comes up, usually you have to tab to get out of the pop-up and then tab to get to the next column. So we're going to press the tab key twice. So we're going to do the key press tab, and then again, I'm saying it over here, do this again to simulate what you would have to do on an email when creating an email from scratch. And then click that keyboard press or key press, and then tab key again, and you add it again. So you can see over here it says click, tab, tab, because that's what you would actually have to do if you were just using your keyboard to do this. And next up, we're on the subject line. So from here, you're going to, same thing, insert a text field. And so the same thing, I'm going to go back one more time. And remember, that text field is under forms. So here you are, you press text field under forms, and it's the same thing. So we're just doing the exact same thing again, and I'm going forward to show you. Click that text field, we entered subject. Under default, we're going to now say, what is the subject going to be called? Checking in. And remember, this is a fake email, so I'm just pretending I'm checking in on somebody. So you can do this for an email that you have to send often. Maybe you're doing follow-ups with your employees, or whatever the case is, that it's a common email you have to send to the same person, or the same, canned response email, something like that. This is how you're going to create this type of email. So in this case, I'm just saying that the subject is checking in. And then you click insert. Same thing that we just did for to, we're doing for subject. And now you're going to simulate again, because we're going to get to the body of the email. But we have to first get there, right? So you have to press key press, add a tab, and next up we get into that body of the email. So next up, we're going to do the paragraph field. Why? Because we are doing more than just one sentence. It's not just saying just an email or just checking in. You're going to actually write a few sentences. You may write a paragraph. You may write 3 paragraphs. Whatever the case is, you're not going to write just one sentence. And it actually shows you, if you look at the text field, it actually, it's a little bit hidden, but it says single line text field. Under the paragraph field, it says multiple line text field. So because of that, you want to, if you're doing more than one line, you want to use the paragraph field. It's really that simple. And then next up, it's the same thing, just like the text field, where you would give it a name, checking in, or paragraph, or the body of the email, whatever you want to call it. But then under default, you're going to say what you're actually going to say to the person under the body of the email. So in this case, I'm saying, after our discussion, I wanted to follow up and make sure everything is going well. Please contact me if you need anything. And that would go under the default. And that's what it's going to look like. So checking in is just the label of it. It's just what I'm calling it. But this is the actual body of the email. And the next step, again, we need to simulate that we are creating an email. So you want to go back to that key press the tab key, and we're now going to add a delay. Why am I adding a delay? It's just so that when we're doing from to subject, it gives the email an opportunity to select what it needs to under the click and the tab with the email, and you can also make sure that it's doing it correctly every time it happens. So it just gives you a little chance to look at it and the computer a chance to do it correctly. And the way to do that is you go back and you select, it would be between click and tab on that first sentence right there. You just click right there, and then you'd go back over and press wait, and that's under autopilot. And then from there, this comes up, and then you just say, I want it to delay. You can say 1 second. That's auto created, and it's just a quick, it's not auto create, it's like a quick shortcut that they add there. Or you can just update the seconds. In this case, I'm going to make it 2 seconds. So I removed the 1, I deleted it, and then I added the number 2. And that's it. And then you just press insert. I mean, again, it's really that easy. Now from here, we're going to do something a little different than we've done in anything else, and we're going to import a snippet. Because if you have been watching the TextBlaze tutorials, I did a really basic one last time, and it was how to create signatures using TextBlaze. And again, it was very simple, but it was because I wanted to do this, and I wanted you guys to see that you can import a snippet into another snippet. And it's very simple to do, but because I already did it in the past, that's why I have the snippet to go ahead and import into this one, so that I don't have to go and create a whole other set of stuff just to create a signature. No need to do that if you have already a snippet doing that, because remember, you're going to do specific emails, or sometimes you just want to add a piece of an email, like a signature. And so that's why I wanted those two things to be separated. And in this case, we want to do that import, right? So we're doing the follow-up email. We just go over to miscellaneous. It's on the right side. You just scroll all the way down. And again, you can also just type in import snippet and it'll come up. It's very simple to do that. And you just click import snippet. From there, another pop-up comes up and you just select snippet, because it's going to go through all the snippets that you have, and then you're going to choose the snippet that you're looking for. I'm going to choose the GBRLIFE blog signature. I'm just literally clicking on it, and then I'm going to press insert, and you can see right here it has selected that snippet, and that's it. And it's now added at the bottom of the screen over here, and you can see over here that it's saying like, hey, you've imported this. So now we can go ahead and see all of this right in the wild. Or you can also just press preview right here. But for email things, I'd like to check it out in real life just to make sure that it works, because you don't have to actually send the email to anybody. You can just make sure that it works, and in the future see how it is going to work for you, especially something like this, because if you press preview, it's going to show you what it's going to look like, or you press try it out, it'll show you how it will do it. But it's so much better when you go directly into the email, and then you can see like it's going to go here, then it's going to press tab, then it's going to do all of it, and without lifting a finger, with the exception of in the very beginning, you just type in /FUE. That's it. You will literally watch the computer do its own thing because you created the snippet. So let's go ahead and switch on over to my inbox so that you can see what this is going to look like. And before I continue, because I'm going to show you the live action video, I did record it to do it. But before I do that, what I wanted to say is this is where you're going to start. So you are going to click on the new email, you click on to, and from there you just /FUE or whatever you labeled it so that you can see the whole thing. So we're going to get into that live action video so you can see it happening, where you just type that in and it goes. And we will, after that, talk more about this on the other side. So was that everything you could possibly want to know about forms? Well, don't worry, because next week we are going to get into more form options and things that you can do with forms. Because TextBlaze, like I always say, can do a lot. And I tried to show more and more of what it can do with a little bit more advanced details. I don't want to say coding or scripting or anything like that, because the truth is, it's not. You are actually just click and playing. You just have to kind of know what to click in order to play. So that's it for this week. But like I said, next week we're going to continue to talk about forms. And until then, you don't have to stop with GBRLIFE, because with all my content on GBRLIFE.com and my clothing line called Mama Koala, you don't have to be without GBRLIFE in your life.